So today's project on Spencer Fixes Everything, we've got this machine we use to polish the ends of these tubes here. This is a tractor part. This machine is an old Proto 1, I believe. Yeah, Proto 1. So I made this probably 9-10 months ago. Just holds a piece of this silicone carbide deburring material. What we've been doing is we've been buying a complete wheel and taking a hole saw and taking chunks of it with a hole saw to make the piece you see here. So after 6 months of asking him to, our 3M rep finally came back with this so that we don't have to use a hole saw. We can take a step out of the process here. Problem is, the piece he got us is not the size of what I made, so we're gonna have to make another one. So it's got to hold this. It's gonna need a set screw. It's going to need a hole somewhere to knock this piece out. So got a hole there where you can knock the plug out when you're done with it. Got a pinhole here. So the way this fits, let's see. Line that up. Put a pin through it. Put a key through the pin, and then this spins and you polish your tube. So we got to make one, but we got to make it to hold this and make it work. So I've already drilled it here, and I'm just showing boring it out to size. It's going to take several steps, and I'll just show a few passes here. Wish I had set up and film this portion better, but I already drilled it out to like 1.25 inches. One last pass here. Get this thing finished up. Alright, so this is a holder for some polishing material for a process we do here. And rather than machine this out of one piece, I machined it out of two. I'm going to press those together and then finish machining this this piece. Actually, yeah, give that a whack with a hammer here in a second. Make sure it's seated all the way, and then run a bead of weld around it. We'll be good to go. Alright, so that's after the weld there. Good hot weld. Alright, so we got it set up in the lathe here. We got to turn this section down to 3/4 of an inch from 7/8 of an inch. We're going to come in and just touch off right there. And then we're going to set that to 0, and we're going to take about 100 off and then take a measurement. Alright, so my other setup wasn't going to work, so what we're going to do, come in, touch off, and pretty hard to do this one-handed, but we're just going to say roughly 30 is 0. And we're going to go to 90. So take 60 off and see how it does. Taking another 40 valve pass, and then we're going to do something different for the last couple passes. Alright, so I'm doing about a 10 valve pass just to clean it up, better tool, same feed rate and everything. And then I'll probably have about another 4 or 5 thousandths to take out of it afterwards. Alright, we're going to take about another 6 thou. That'll give us a slightly undersized 3/4 inch. Start the machine up here. Run it up till it almost touches. And engage the feed. We'll see what the results look like here in a minute. Looks like we're pretty close to on size. I'll take it over to the machine it has to fit, check it, make sure it fits right, and we'll go from there. Up here, so we'll have to do it down here. Alright, that should be roughly centered, which is good enough for what we're doing today. Close enough. Alright, so what this does is it holds this abrasive material right here. There's a set screw to hold the abrasive material in, and there's an ejector hole right here where you can stick something in there to pop out the old piece when you're done with it. Alright, so we got the old and the new together here. Got our old one for our hole sawed out material and got our new one for our pre-made material. So on this one I went with a hole here to eject it from. It just seemed like a good idea. It was one setup to do it that way, so I just went ahead and did it that way. I've already cut this in and I've already polished a tube with it, and it works good. I stuck this in the lathe with the material in it, and I've got a junk cutter over there that we use to cut this out and just get it started, and then you kind of burn it in with an old part. Works good. I'll throw it in here. Whoop. Almost lost a piece there. Okay, so put a pin in. Put a key in. Shut the lid here and show it in action.